What if AI could be the calm in the eye of the storm? Today, we're going to peek inside a brand new command center that's designed to completely transform how we handle emergencies. The big question is, are we actually looking at the future of 911?
All right, so the best way to really get a feel for this system isn't by looking at a bunch of charts and graphs. No, we're going to throw it right into the fire. Let's jump straight into a simulated, high-stakes disaster scenario. Okay, so I want you to imagine you're the dispatcher. This is the call that just came blasting through your headset. It's just pure chaos, right? Totally unstructured, and you know that clock is already ticking down.
And really, that's the core challenge, isn't it? In the middle of all that chaos, under all that pressure, how does a human being make the right call in just seconds? I mean, instantly. It's a superhuman task, really.
And that right there gets to the very heart of the problem we're facing. Our traditional dispatch systems, the ones we've been using for decades, they're struggling to keep up with how complex emergencies have become.
Just look at this diagram. You can really see the problem laid out. The old way is kind of this tangled mess, right? Information gets trapped in different places, dispatching is slow and totally manual, and pretty much everything relies on a person's memory and ability to coordinate under the most stressful conditions you can possibly imagine.
So what's the result of all that? Well, that's pretty serious. All that fragmentation leads to delays, it leads to sending the wrong resources to the wrong places, and ultimately it just means a slower response time when we all know every single second can be the difference between life and death.
So the big question is, how do we fix this? Well, the proposed solution is a complete rethink of the whole system. We're talking about an AI-powered unified command center.
And the crucial part to understand here is that this is an end-to-end system. It's not just some new fancy tool. The AI manages the entire workflow, from the moment that call comes in, all the way to choosing the right hospital for the victims.
So, at its core, the system's brain is doing 4 key things all at once. First, it instantly figures out what the caller is saying. Then, it recommends exactly the right emergency units. It finds the ones that are closest. And finally, it calculates the absolute fastest way for them to get there. It's like a perfectly synchronized response happening in seconds.
Okay, so let's go back to that airport crash. We're going to walk through exactly how this AI command center handles that frantic call step by step so you can see it in action.
All right, here we are, looking at the dispatcher screen. That new incident panel pops up, and you can see the raw, chaotic report from the caller. But look, at the exact same time, the map lights up, showing the location and every single available unit across the city, all color-coded and ready to go. So, the dispatcher just clicks Analyze with AI, and watch this. In a split second, the system reads that frantic message, correctly identifies it as an airport crash with 95% confidence, by the way, and it even spits out a checklist of what the operator should do next.
Now, this is where the system gets really, really smart. It knows an airport crash needs way more than just one ambulance, so it automatically recommends a whole package. We're talking a disaster unit, advanced life support, fire engines, everything you'd need for a major incident. And all the human dispatcher has to do is click Confirm.
And the second that dispatch is confirmed, boom, the routing algorithm kicks in. It calculates the fastest possible routes for all 5 of those units, factoring in real-time traffic, and puts them right there on the map. The entire response is now coordinated and on its way in just a matter of seconds.
So, it seems pretty flawless, right? I mean, that was an incredibly fast and intelligent response. But during this simulation, something unexpected happened, and it revealed what might actually be the system's most important feature.
Okay, this is where it gets really clever. See, this system isn't just built to succeed. It's actually designed to learn from its own mistakes. Take a look at this. After the whole incident is over, the system automatically generates a debrief report. It points out what went well. You can see rapid dispatch right there. But, and this is the important part, under areas for improvement, it flags its own mistake. It says, hey, I couldn't recommend a hospital.
So, you see, this is way more than just a simple error log. It's an active feedback loop. The system documents everything it does, the good and the bad, so that human engineers can come in, see what went wrong, and make it smarter. It's literally designed to get better over time.
And this graph right here shows that this whole process actually works. To put it simply, the more data the AI is exposed to, the more accurate it gets. See how those 2 lines are getting closer together? That tells us it's really learning how to handle new stuff, not just memorizing old incidents. This is the kind of data that shows it's reliable enough for the real world.
Okay, so let's zoom out for a second. What does a system like this really mean for the big picture? Because this is about more than just getting some better software. This is about fundamentally changing the way our cities keep us safe.
When you boil it all down, the shift is from something that's fragmented, manual, and slow to a system that's unified, AI-driven, and incredibly fast. It's a total paradigm shift for emergency response.
And here's why all of this matters so much. Faster response times? That literally saves lives. Using resources better? That saves money and helps prevent our first responders from burning out. And the system is always getting smarter. So at the end of the day, this isn't just another tool. It's a key building block for creating the smart, resilient cities we hear so much about.
So I'll leave you with this question to think about. We've seen that AI can make emergency response faster and way more efficient. But the real challenge going forward is how do we design these systems not to replace the humans, but to collaborate with them, to build a partnership between people and machines that we can all truly trust when our lives are on the line.